Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about whip frames and the best possible whip frames. This is the original Mobula 7 frame and it's very brittle. You can see this one's broken, they're not very strong. This one's actually a glow-in-the-dark frame, but I've never had any luck with any of the original Mobula frames. They've all been very brittle and broken fairly quickly. And there is the Mark III frame as well. Now this is an incredibly durable frame. It's very heavy. I fly this type of frame a lot. This one, as you can see, I have broken. So this is how I normally fly this frame. I cut it down and I can get it down to a similar weight to this frame, and I put a Velcro strap around there to give me a nice light and strong frame. That's how I mostly fly, but recently I've started using the slightly heavier Mark IV frame. This one, you can see I've cut the battery tray off to try and save a bit of weight, and I had a canopy with a battery in it. But the battery trays do actually break. This one's broken from flying it. You can see there's a weak spot there, so it deformed a little bit and rubbed on the rotor, but all in all that was quite a big impact that took, and I think it's a good strong frame. But unlike the Mark III frame, you can't really save any weight on it by trimming it, for instance. Like this one is very trimmed down, and this has flown for a long time and it's still not broken. There's all sorts you can do, but to be honest, this new frame is pretty solid and will meet the needs of most people. I like these if you're going to tinker around and mess about with it and try and save weight. These are the best frames to buy because you can do such things to save weight, and it really does work pretty well. I say I'd avoid buying these because they're just pretty prone to breaking. These are my favourite frames, Mark III frames. The Mark IV frame is just as good. I mean, it's really strong. I mean, you could trim the ducts, but because of how the spokes are, it might start to weaken it slightly. With no battery tray on, it saves about ½ gram, and I would say the best for everyone. And if you're just gonna set up and fly, these are really good. This is just like what comes on the new Express LRS Mobula 7 1S, and then also it's actually the frame that comes on the Moblite. As I say, this is how I normally fly. This is my most flown setup. So I just recommend getting the Mark III frames, really. They're quite durable. You can do a lot with them. I like to trim them down and make my normal setup. And then on the new Mob 7 and the Moblite, you've got the Mark IV frames, and they're pretty good. I would just avoid the Mark II frames. Don't buy these frames and you'll have a good time flying. They're a bit too fragile. Peace.